Hey guys, I just finished the final of the Zote Cup and, well, let's just put it like that. The last game of the best of 3 series that we had in the final there was absolutely amazing, and I had to share that with you right away. So in case that you didn't watch the game live, make sure that you watch this one, because at this point in the game we had a 1-1 situation between Team Arthas and Team Kick. And you might know Team Kick already from the series that they played against Navi, which we casted just like a couple of days ago, but this game is also pretty damn epic. So it was the 3rd game of the series. If you want to watch the entire match, then make sure that you head over to my 2nd YouTube channel. I'm going to upload it there. On this one, I want to put the highlight definitely on the last map because it was incredible. And the cool thing is, it was also on Tomb of the Spider Queen, a map that we don't see all that often, but today we saw it in the competitive environment and in the final at that, as the last map on top of all things. So guys, we're going to jump into the game. The last map in the best of 3 series, the deciding game that decides who takes the final, who wins it all. It's all or nothing. Team Kick going up against Arthas.
The final game in the best of 3 series here at the Zote Cup final. To the left side of the map we have Team Arthas, the Russian team, going up against Team Kick. To the right side here in red, we are on Tomb of the Spider Queen for our final and deciding map in this best of 3 series, and to the left it is against Stalk on an Uberak. Arthas, they love this hero and they played against Sefkaja on Rega once more, Andy Lendy with Vala, Unstable with Tyrande, and Kuni-chan on Sylvanas. All the ranged heroes here. It's the girls. The pom-pom squad is there. To the right side of the map it is Rolik for Team Kick on Jaina, Mopsy on ETC, Taz Dingo on Tassadar, Vaughn Till on Uther, and Alex the Prodigy going for Kerrigan instead of Illidan in this composition. Super strong comp. Oh, and they're going immediately for Stalk, and bam, the buck is down. Squishing the bug here at the start of the game. This is just so much control that they have. A stun on Uther. They have, of course, later on the Divine Shield for him to save Kerrigan in those big team fights. Mopsio and Kerrigan with additional stuns that they have. And this is an amazing squad for them. Missing the kill against Andy Landy here, though.
We are blessed.
And this is going to be a cool game. I feel in terms of drafts right now, we're having Team Kick in a much better position than Team Arthas. But there is a lot of potential also for the composition that we are seeing from the blue team in this particular scenario right now. They have a lot of damage, and of course also like lockdown with the girl squad here, with Vala, with Tyrande, and with Sylvanas. But it's really the problem that we see so much stun, and especially Kerrigan as a great hero here in the setup to chase down targets and especially disrupt this backline. They chose to go for Kerrigan over Illidan, and I actually don't mind that because that control that they have is amazing. Good escape action. Holy shit. Yeah, that caught me off guard a bit, I have to admit. Thanks for the support a lot. So that was actually like the donation sound, and in case you were, a bit scared away by that, sorry for that. But thanks for the support, whoever that was. We're gonna take a look at that later on. But yeah, this game definitely deserves a bit of hype because this 3rd game, this is going to be great. The comps that we are seeing going up against each other are absolutely amazing. This is a lot of fun here. And yeah, thanks again for the donation. We're gonna look at that later, but let's focus a bit on the game here now, where we have at the top Andy Lendy eating a lot of damage from the Blizzard, but he is dishing out quite a bit as well. Taking Jaina nearly down in hit points, but the well, was it still up for her? Apparently not. A cooldown on 55. They need to rotate another hero to the top lane because Rolik won't be able to do a whole lot there. In the mid lane, on the other hand, Sefka and Stork are trying to maybe take Tazdingo out. A lot of the players already gathering up those gems, but here comes the rotation again with Alex the Prodigy on his carpet, trying to take out another target with a stun composition that they're running there. Stork especially has to be careful here. Of course, he has a nice escape, but he finds himself in a stun lockdown, then he won't be able to do anything there. Once again, we're having Sefka and Unstable just like trying to just look at that minimap. Rotations everywhere. Heroes rotating from the top to the mid, from the mid to the bottom, always trying to kill a target, always trying to counterbalance the rotations of the opponent's team. Very nice moves there, and a very aggressive map at that as well. So right now, this is a pretty cool match and has quite a bit of momentum going with that, especially down at the bottom as we are seeing that camp being contested. Unstable needs to run away, and he does exactly that. In terms of the talents that we are having in the game right now, it's pretty much the standard that you would expect, especially on Sylvanas with that Envenom build. We have Kerrigan using her Envenom, of course, too, and that puts a lot of pressure onto every single hero on the side of the Russian team here. Yeah, they try to get another kill, and so far I have to give some credit to Arthas. This comp is very, very dangerous, and they have not lost a lot of heroes against that. Stork, can he move away? And yes, he can. Once again, using that Burrow Strike to just move out of the stun duration, move out of harm's way. Sevka is collecting even more gems up to the top, and Ilendi is turning in 15, or at least trying to. Rollick, yeah, he doesn't really know where his opponents are positioned, so he needs to play that carefully here. Alex the Pro, G and Mopsy are still looking for targets, but they don't get any kills in, so they decide to go for the mercenaries instead. We're having already the far side being used on Rhaegar to find out where exactly they are positioned, and that suddenly allows them to put pressure on the top lane, where we're seeing the healing wall drop so that they can take down the tower here, and they get that quite easily, especially with the fourth hero already rotating in. Tazdingo trying to help down Rollick here, where the camp at the bot lane was now finally taken by Kerrigan and ETC, and they are moving in once again towards the mid lane, trying to take another one down. Right now, Mopsio, Tazdingo and Alex, they still look for their targets, but this is just such a great and mobile map that we see from both of them right now. Rotations everywhere, trying to take a tower down, trying to put some pressure on a single hero, eliminate a target, get a bit of an imbalance on a certain lane, and then take down the creep wave, push the hero back, claim a tower. Very well done. And of course, always trying to control those two turn-in points as well. Oh, the turn-in up at the top, already completely denied, and the kill against Bala. So suddenly this lane without a heartbeat, and they are starting to push that in with a rotation. 4 players are moving in. Here comes Sevka, trying to at least get the experience of the creep wave. But of course he can't do anything against the pressure against the wall, and they are going to lose not only one of the towers but also a second one. The red team now completing their turn-ins, and they get the first web weavers, so those spiders are going to drop in just a second, are going to do even more when it comes to pushing power. This is going to be very, very difficult to face. The level 7 talent, Unstable Poison, is taken here. Interesting, actually, a nice deep push, but the attempted kill against Stork, they don't get it, but not going for follow-through on Sylvanas. Definitely a big change in the normal build that we're seeing for the hero, and it caters towards the map. You want to make sure that you have something that works against this huge pushing ability that you get by completing the objective, and Kuni-chan does exactly that. So an interesting adjustment, and I really like it. I really like that they are thinking ahead and that they are trying to cater towards the map itself, but now they still have to deal with that mid lane pressure that we see there. The wall has been taken out, nearly a level lead for Team Kick. A great series so far. This is game number 3, and once again we are seeing Team Kick with the attempt to maybe turn a couple of those gems in, or try to lay a trap for the opponent's team. The eggs are spawning in a few seconds again, and here comes Sevka. Oh, he needs to be careful, he needs to be very careful, and so does Stork. They cannot jump into this. Tyrande even trying to preempt the stun, just making sure that nobody is going to get close enough to drop another target. Kuni-chan has 25 of those gems, but he is not able to turn them in just yet. And the rotations are still there. With level 10 on the board, we are soon going to see the heroic abilities, and this is where the Divine Shield is going to come into play. And of course, a lot of potential pain for Team Arthas. Right now, they are still close in experience, but they are still a level behind. And that means that once the level 10 the turn-in for the blue team is now completed, and they get their own spiders into the game. Let's see if they can use that to maybe get back in experience and drop a couple of structures. How exactly is Kick going to react to that? Looks like they are running with 4-man rotations against the spiders here. The double storm on 7 and on level 1. The Psy infusion over the Conjurer's Pursuit, and at the same time also the static charge taken here for Tacita. Talking a bit about the builds. Immediate the drop against the Spider Queen in the middle that has just been released, and they are probably going to rotate now to the rest of the lanes to try and contest that. At the bot lane, Mopsio is holding his own, also holding the heartbeat here, and the rotation towards the top is not going to save the tower here, but at least it's going to prevent burst, since the fort will not die to this push, at least not now. Getting the kill in here, very well done so far. Level 10 now for both of the teams, and as you can see, we're having Web Blast again, Ancestral Healing taken 2, and it is of course for Vala, Rain of Vengeance, Starfall and Wailing Arrow. But here comes the jump, or at least they're trying to. Alex the Pro G is moving in, ETC is already going for heroic ability, slowing down Kunichan. Kunichan needs to be careful, gets locked down, Kunichan gets completely annihilated, and the Web Blast a bit too late to save him here. They could have gone for Carrigan, but it was a bit too late, and so many of these gems already lost. He had 25 and he lost every single one of them. Storm Shield, of course, being used, or better, it's Divine Shield. Yeah, Storm Shield there, that might come into play on level 20, but not just yet. Storm Shield, in this case, of course, helping Carrigan out, and the Maelstrom on her just doing so much work here. No chance in this case for Sylvanas to escape, and that was a big kill. Taking this many gems away from the Russian team, it's great when it comes down to completing the objectives. 24 of them already turned in. They can go for another 24, even more than that. Taz Dingo has 17, and he can't even turn them in right now. The Red Web Weavers are going to descend once again, and this time it's about time to drop 1 or 2 of those forts. At least that's what they're going to try and do. Kunichan, like, if you look at the build that he has, especially when it comes to the siege damage, he's at 45,000, doing a whole lot of work. Nearly as much as Tassadar, who we have at 53,000 thanks to the storm. But they are starting to go in once again, a 5-man rotation towards the mid lane. They really want to go for this fight, moving with the Web Weavers. All of the heroic abilities are ready, except for the stage dive and for Archon. But they have Maelstrom and they have the Divine Shield, which is of course important if you try to jump in with Carrigan. And they're probably going to try and do that any second now. Here comes once again the Blizzard. The Spiders are getting extremely low and they start to rotate away. They don't want to fight in this position. The bot lane is being pushed. The same is happening up at the top where they're moving in for the kill on the fort, and they are very likely to get it this time. 13 talent not happening just yet. The Russian team doing a great job keeping the experience lead of their opponents to a minimum. 3 kills against 0. That's the biggest advantage that we've seen so far from Team Kick incoming, at least in this game, and they are rotating again. I really like how both teams fight for control on the map right now. The rotations, nearly no mistakes there, always making sure that they rotate with 2, rotate with 3, meet the opponent on the lanes, and make sure that they have no imbalances with the fighting strength. Oh, but that kill against Sylvanas, that was a bit of an overextension there. Very bad for the Russian team now. They will have to give up that fort at the bot lane because of it. We're having Tassadar trying to escape here, using the Oracle to find out how much trouble he's in, and he sees that he can even turn in 25 of his gems now, which is of course amazing for them. They have a few more Mopsio, a couple of Alex the Pro G, not enough to get another Queen round, but this is of course starting to look a bit grim here for the Russian team. They've been able to put some pressure on the top lane, but Tassadar is really controlling these lanes very well. And with those 25 gems already turned in, they're extremely close to another Web Weaver release, and that would be amazing for them. The 13 talent certainly doesn't hurt. Both of the teams have it by now. Double Sprint, Carrigan and Jaina have it. We're having Uber Rockstar, Prescience, and Polymorph, sorry, not Polymorph, but the Shrink Ray being used. And Sevka picks up the Feral Lunge for the additional damage. Burning Rage on an Uberak, Sprint on Tyrande, and a slow on the Frost Shot talent. This might actually be exactly what they need right now to finally get a bit more control in those fights, because so far they haven't really made a big impression in the fights themselves. Mopsionis ETC is a very disruptive force. It's difficult to deal with when you always have to take care of a Carrigan as well that jumps in and tries to get their stun comp against one of the squishies. And if she's successful, then you know you're in trouble. And as long as Vaughn Till is playing this passive and is just waiting for one of the targets, the priority targets, to get low and keeps his shield ready, this is going to be really tricky to drop a target here. It's a very difficult task that Arthas has here, especially once that Uther hits 16 against Benediction. Then it's going to get even worse for them to drop somebody here. Here comes the jump in by ETC. He's going immediately for it. Web Blast already used against Carrigan. Nice move, and Mopsio has to move away. He does exactly that. The Divine Shield is already there, and Alex the Pro G on his Carrigan with the Maelstrom right away, but this time they have to run. That was really well done by Team Arthas, but the stun is there. Mopsio is jumping in again. They turn things around. Sevka heals himself with the Ancestral Healing, keeps himself alive. Mopsio just barely able to survive as well with the last second heal from Uther. But a great fight from Team Arthas. Really well played. A great web blast this time too. They were able to make sure that Kerrigan didn't get anybody in this particular fight. But of course, during all of this, those web weavers were still doing damage. Level 15 versus 14. And the keep in the mid lane goes down as Arthas has to face the music and needs to take care of the top and the bot lane. But still, the fight and the control within the fight was really, really strong by them. I really loved how they were able to shut Kerrigan out using that red blast just at the right time when ETC was starting to jump in, because they realized that Kerrigan was the biggest threat that they had to face here. Now there's another setup where they might be able to lay another trap. Stalk has 32 of those, and they are going for him. Not just yet. They're not going for him just yet. 32 currently on Stalk. All those gems that you could turn in at any point in the game. They have enough to get the web weavers right away, and so far it doesn't really look like we're going to see Team Kick contest that in time. Yep, here comes the turn in, and they get 38 in, and there is the web weaver release. They're getting those, and this game, God, I love it. The map is really catering towards this playstyle for both of the teams, and especially with Mopsio trying to soak up not only some split push experience, but also gain additional gems. He's doing a great job up at the top. But now suddenly he might have overextended a bit too much. The web blast hits him, and Mopsio is very much alone. He is going to die here. No way for him to survive this. Absolutely no way. The stun, not perfect, but it's enough. They are not even afraid of dropping the ultimate of Vala here as well. The drop against ETC brings them into a great position. That was the worst time for Mopsio to die. The web weavers are up against them, and now suddenly they have to fight with a 4 versus 5 situation, and that is never a good move. And that's of course especially destructive if you are up against the summoning objectives as well. Just like that, the fort in the top lane goes down. They're moving in towards the wall, trying to drop that as well. 16 talents on both of the teams, and we have the quadruple blood for blood again. This is the time that Arthas was waiting for. Arthas was hoping for that point to arrive without them being too far behind, and now suddenly they can drop Kerrigan within seconds. There she is, and once again, blood for blood, dropping her instantly. Suddenly Kerrigan is gone. ETC jumps in, but they don't have the control anymore. The web blast already locking another target down. They're trying to go for more until Divine Shield is being used immediately, and even with Benediction, it's a pretty tricky situation. Sevka is trying to get away there, but he gets dropped by the Blizzard. Very well done by Rollick, but once again Stalk moves in, and they're trying to go for the next target. They're trying to go for Tastingo. He moves away, but just that blood for blood against Kerrigan. Uther will have to make sure that he drops that Divine Shield in the right moment the next time, but suddenly it's Team Kick that loses the first keep. I'm loving this game. It's just so cool to see, after the 2 first maps where one team always dominated, to see such an even match between them. And especially in the early game, it was really Team Kick who had such good tools to really get map control, to rotate through the map and get their kills in. But Arthas was playing a very cautious game there and was able to just like keep up in experience the entire time, and suddenly it's a game on even footing. They're playing on eye level here, and with those quadruple blood for bloods, it's absolutely crazy how much damage they can do against a single target. And with 4 blood for bloods additionally to the Hunter's Mark, to Vala getting her right click and multi-shot damage in, Kerrigan just doesn't stand a chance unless Uther is really on top of things. Uther that needs to really drop that Divine Shield in the perfect moment, get the Benediction into play that he picked on level 16, and make sure that he keeps Kerrigan alive. And of course, Kerrigan with the blood for blood on her own has at least one tool that gives her some hit points here. This is a great potential for both of the teams to excel in those team fights, and I can't really wait for the next one. They are roaming the map as 5 most of the time. Sometimes a hero or 2 splits off, especially in the lineup of Team Arthas, as we are seeing Sylvanas now down to the bottom lane. And Sylvanas, with their talent picked up on level 7 with the unstable poison, has really a lot of potential here to get the siege damage in. You can see here at 140,000 siege damage. 140,000 siege damage, and that's exactly what we've been talking about. The jump against Sevka, Alex the Pro-G, and there's the heal against Kerrigan, but she's dropped again, and they kill Mopsio as well. Very well done. Uther was web blasted, couldn't heal, does it in the last second right now. It's a 2-for-1 once again, but here comes a potential kill against Tastingo. Tastingo gets away, but Vontil won't. Oh my god, Taz is dropped too. Suddenly they lose so many of the gems, and this is the time with 4 heroes dead to just move in as Team Arthas and go straight for it, and that's what they're currently doing here. They go straight for another potential kill on the keep here, and they also have the web weavers working for them. I love how Arthas is playing that. That composition for Team Kick is so damn strong. Kerrigan is a monster in this comp, but with a quadruple blood for blood, with them having so much control, and that Web Blast always locking down one of the most important heroes in the team composition, they just get so much done. Uther is Web Blasted every single time they start to go for their blood for blood comp, and that just leaves Kerrigan hanging there. Kerrigan is hanging there and trying to somehow stay alive, but she doesn't stand a chance, and just like that, it's a 2-level lead for Team Arthas. They're having the Hardened Shield on Anubarak right now, the Storm Shield on Rhaegar. We're seeing Blink on Vala, who picked up the Bolt of the Storm, and another Storm Shield plus the Deafening Blast here on the side of Sylvanas. Crazy game, absolute crazy game that we see there, and I have to say, once they hit 16, Team Arthas turned into a monster. They turned into Hulk mode. I mean, they are just going on full hate, full rage mode every single time, going for Kerrigan, and Kerrigan, she doesn't know what happens. Like, she is getting beaten up from the left, from the right. She doesn't even know which one to focus there, and the only thing that she does is like turn around and look at Uther and say like, hey buddy, why the fuck don't you keep me alive? And Uther's saying, are you kidding me? I'm web blasted every single time. Kerrigan not standing a chance so far, and let's see how Kick is going to approach the next fight, because they need an answer and they need it fast. If they get a lone hero on the map, that would be exactly what they can use here, but suddenly Tastingo is isolated. Oh, good cleanse by Uther. He would have died for sure, but the cleanse was there. Look at that siege damage, by the way, again. 160,000 on Sylvanas. That level 7 talent that we have for her, it's just so damn powerful. She's a strong hero when it comes to that regardless, but now she's even stronger. And Tastingo! Oh! With the prescience, does he get away? The Web Blast, but suddenly Web Blast is down. Web Blast is down. Maybe this is the time that they've been waiting for. No, Mopsio is not even moving in. Tastingo is getting slowed, he's getting stunned. Where is that bloody Mopsio? Mopsio not jumping in, they don't want to fight. Apparently the call is no, we're just going to get away there. But I feel that this would have actually been a chance for them. This would have actually been a chance. And why is that? Because Web Blast is down for another 30 seconds. Now is the time when you really can take that fight. You can take that fight right now. And they're trying to go for it. Once again, Alex the Pro G is jumping in there, getting the kill against Tyrande immediately. Without the Web Blast, they cannot prevent the heal. And they're losing 2, they're losing 3, they're losing everybody. And Tyrande... oh, Kerrigan jumping in again. Where is that lockdown? There it is. And Stork, are you gonna make it? No, you're not. Down goes Stork. Here comes the 20. They have Hardened Shield, they have Twilight Archon, they have Redemption, Blink on Jaina, on Kerrigan, and that is gonna keep Kerrigan alive. That is going to keep Kerrigan alive. The 20 talent getting the mobility to jump away when she gets focused later on. And they are going to try for the core, aren't they? They're moving in just like that. It's another turnaround. It's Team Kick going for the damn core again. I cannot believe this is happening. They turn it around again. Arthas with such an amazing game. And in the last second, that one fight where Web Blast was down, Team Kicks, they turn it around. They win the final. They win the game. They take it with a 2-1. What a series! Unstable leaves the game. GG, and Team Kick wins the Zotac Cup final against Team Arthas with a 2-1.
Just wow, that last fight was absolutely incredible. Team Kick, I mean, they had Mopsio on the bottom lane to soak up the experience for the 20, but I would have jumped in right after the web went down. I cannot believe that they had the patience to actually stick it out with that, and apparently afterwards they were really like shouting in TeamSpeak the entire time, being like, get those extra creep, get that 20, and then just go straight for the fight. They knew they had an opportunity there. I personally would have been way too impatient. I would have been like, alright, fuck that, we're gonna go in right now. Level 19 or 20 doesn't matter. They had the patience, they got the 20, and they played a beautiful last battle and took down Arthas. An incredible series overall. I mean, this was just so good what they did there. They realized that Web is down. Suddenly in the team fight, Kerrigan has support. There was no chance for Arthas to Web Blast Uther. Kerrigan gets the Divine Shield, gets the heal, Benediction comes into play, and then they just snowball it from there, take everybody down and just use all the momentum and push towards the core and finish the game. Kick with an amazing game there. Arthas must be extremely disappointed. And of course that was the final map as well. Tomb of the Spider Queen, a great map to play it here. I really enjoyed that game. and I cannot believe how that ended. I mean, the entire dynamic that we had in the game was absolutely beautiful. At the beginning, the rotations through the lanes, all that power shift that we had there, from the strong early game that we saw for Team Kick, then Arthas always trying to stay on the same level, in the late game getting on 16, then those 4bloods that they used every single time in the fights to snipe individual heroes. It was just beautiful. And then that last opportunity that Team Kick has, and they turn it around again and win the final. They take the prize money, they take the #1 spot, and it was well deserved. A great map that we had there, and I hope that you enjoyed the game as well. As mentioned before, if you want to see the entire Best of 3 series, head over to the second YouTube channel. The link, you can find it in the Twitch description, in the YouTube description, of course. And guys, if you enjoyed the game today, then make sure that you give it a thumb up on YouTube. And well, subscribe to Khaldor TV if you want to see more games like that, if you haven't done that yet. Guys, I hope that you tune in for the next video here. I'm gonna try and upload as many of those matches as I possibly can. I have actually 1 or 2 replays that might interest you as well. Be it as it may, I hope that you have a great evening. I'm going to see you next time on Khaldor TV with more Heroes of the Storm. Have a good one. Bye-bye.